This is the daunting image I was confronted with on my last adventure ride, a significant river crossing I had zero prior knowledge about. Do I or do I not make it across? Well, you will soon find out. Regardless, my two major mistakes here are simple. It was a -3-degree morning. By the time I got to this river, it was 5 degrees. The water temperature, equally 5 degrees. It was not something I wanted to walk and muck around in. Secondly, the first 10 meters looked visibly good on the floor, so I just assumed the rest would be the same. Of note, even my drone, after the first 10 meters, as you can see here, failed to keep shooting and legitimately flew 100 meters down the river without me knowing. Fortunately, the GoPro captures it all. But first, to lighten the mood, some highlights, and then let's get into my solo adventure ride.
Welcome everybody to my channel, The Apprentice Adventurer. I've just ridden 100 kilometers to the Hamptons halfway hotel motel for an imaginary coffee that I do not have in my hand because they are not open yet, but I thought they would be, and it is freezing cold. But this is the official start of a solo, that's right, solo adventure. It's been a long time since I've done a solo ride. My good friend Rowan, he had to pull a plug last minute, so solo it is. But before I hit the dirt, I don't normally let the weather dictate my rides, otherwise I'd never ever be riding. But have a look at what I am dealing with. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm going to be floating around Oberon, Orange and Cowra. But today it is currently feels like 0 degrees. It's going to be a top of 8 it says, but going to be feeling like 0 to 3 degrees. And then tomorrow it's even worse. It says a top of 9. But with the wind, it's going to feel like -3 to 4 degrees. And I can assure you, every minus degree is like one finger extra I'm losing to frostbite. But anyway, it's time to let the tyres down and let's get out in some bush. So because I'm travelling solo on this trip, I want to explore some new areas. If I come across private properties or locked gates, I'm not fussed at all. I'll just turn around, take my own time. But on the maps, it looks like this. I want to explore this area. And then I want to explore this area and also find a campground there. And then I want to explore this area on day 2. And for me, as I've got myself in a bit of a spot of bother, that is the south, east and north east of Orange in New South Wales. Am I going to get through this? It's a bit muddy. Whew. Sorry cows. But before I get to all those new areas, I've got a date with a hill that always defeats when I'm loaded up out here. Some familiar territory, and today I want to see if I can get over it without having to drop my bike or crash. So we'll see how we go. Oh great, just as I've started going down this hill, I've just learnt that I've got no rear brakes whatsoever, which is super not ideal. I rely on my brakes quite a bit on the rear there. I'll have to stop here and have a look what's going on. Oh man, I kind of need my rear brakes for this terrain. Well, that's not ideal. I've got no rear brakes. There is no pressure in that at all. I can only assume I've busted a leak in the line somewhere. Oh well, that's not great. If I get stuck on any hills out here, especially going up, you kind of sit on your rear brake. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let that get me down. And I just have to manage it the best I can. And here it is, Mount Bindo Hill. Don't even know if that's its official name. Wow, this has gotten a bit tight. What's going on here? Oh, someone's rammed it probably. This hill, I've done it many times. You do have an easy way around it, but I've only got up this unscathed, unloaded. Every time I load it up, I either drop it, stall it, pushing, lifting. I get up it, it's just not pretty. So today, probably the worst for it because it's so wet and slippery, and they had snow here the last 2 days, but when in Rome, give it a go. And after this, it's all new exploration. You can break this hill down into 2 bits. The first bit's pretty well maintained at the moment. Come on, Freddy. Yep, it's looking nasty. It's looking nasty. Well, come on, Lance. Come on, Freddy. Oh shit. Wowee. I didn't realise I started off on a route. Oh, that was embarrassing. Didn't even get going. That's how slippery it is. This is going to be rubbish. Oh, go Freddy, climb. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a PB. Don't stuff up now. Oh, I can't believe it. I had no confidence in this. Come on, you good thing. Oh yes. Oh, I don't think anyone realises the significance of that, to get up so easily loaded up for once. High five to myself. I'm just doing a victory lap with the drone around me and the bike, but high five for me. I just told you down there, I can't believe how easy I got up that track for the first time I ever loaded up with ease. And it's amazing when things are easy, they don't look hard all of a sudden, right? Oh man, I'm so pumped. I'm about to commence my unknown, uncharted territories for myself. Here we go. So what I'm going to be doing now, let's get the maps up. Am I on the right track? Yes. What I'm going to be doing now is what I call state forest hopping for a few hundred kilometers, which is pretty much like a pub crawl without, well, the alcohol, pubs, nightlife and girls. But I'm on a motorbike and I'm in some bush, and I'm going to be hopping all these state forests, linking as many as I can together until I get to a place called Pennsylvania State Forest. Hopefully no vampires. And I believe south of that there is a big lake which you can get some good vantage points on, and that I believe is the birth of the Abercrombie River. That's the goal, so let's get going. Hopefully no dead ends, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Very exciting indeed. I'm getting closer to Pennsylvania State Forest, but on my maps I've selected this as a trail to bypass a main track. Will it be doable though? It goes to some distance. Let's just get into it and see what happens. I haven't ridden solo for a while in terms of adventure riding, plenty of enduro days. I definitely ride slower, more sensible, and I just take my time now, and I think that's just self-preservation kicking in. And my track wants to go down here, but that no longer looks like a track. That's alright, because there's a track here as well. We'll just detour off the maps for a bit. What a gem of a track I'm on at the moment. It's kind of like a twin track. Certainly doesn't look like anyone's used it any time recently. But here I am, exploring. Unbelievable stuff. I don't even think my track... Oh, does it go over there? Oh, what did I just do there? Oh my goodness. I was looking through the track. Didn't grab that. Front wheel did though. Oh, that's not good. Could have hurt myself doing that, but look at this monster of a tree. Holy moly, where am I? Talk about exploration. This is where I've got to go. How muddy is this going to be? Just hit it just in case. That was alright. It's definitely a track, but it's pretty easy to lose. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a challenge, I suspect. What do we got? Alright. Ooh, so greasy. Don't slip out, don't slip out. Shit, I'm all over the shoplands. Can't get any traction. Not quite sure what's going on. My maps are taking me in here. Doesn't say private property or no entry, so the gate's not locked. I'm on a gazetted road. But what's going on here? I really don't know if this is going to pan out. It's just vibing like one of those places that I don't know. Let's have a look. Well, I don't know if I'm one of the luckiest guys alive with this route, or if I've got a whole lot of backtracking coming my way, but it's panning out. It's panning out so far. Sensational. I would not have thought, whilst in the lounge room of my house, I would have picked the quality of the trails that I've picked. Honestly, zero private property signs. All the gates are open. I just passed the main farmhouse back there, and they had their own section of property fenced off, and they had a main gate allowing access through this road. It just has a visitor sign and a few rules and whatnot to follow. So yeah, this track is open for business. It's an absolute gem. Absolute gem. Take in the view, everybody. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this for farmland intersecting with native bush, state forest. There goes a kangaroo, a couple. Fantastic. Just a treat of a day at the moment. Everything has gone right, minus, so far anyway, my rear brake failing. But I can manage that, I can manage that. I've made it to my final state forest for the day, Pennsylvania State Forest. Let's hope that this pretty close to perfect day of riding finishes on a high, and my end goal and camp area pans out how I envisioned it. Time will tell, but it has just been such a splendid day of riding. Nothing too hard, a couple of tracks only, and then the rest has just been just really open tracks, perfect scenery, a little bit chilly, but that's alright. Have a look at this guy. You're not going to miss him on you, mate. How you going, buddy? Legend. Well, that guy's the real deal. How cool is that? Just going for it. Now this is what I came for. I wasn't sure what to expect, but there's a massive dam down there, and I'm climbing right up the middle of it to a lookout. The track is way harder than I thought. I thought it was the main road, to be honest, but no drones to the motorbike, and I really want to camp somewhere here. Phenomenal. Wow, have a look at this. This is what the goal was today. Fantastic. Where can I camp? Somewhere with wood. So I think I'm going to try to make this my campsite. There's plenty of bits of wood scattered around, but I just need to go and collect. But I, for once, made it to an area with about 3 hours to spare. It's only 2 p.m. Normally I'm getting here on the dark and running out of time and daylight, but I'm going to try to make this work, and I've got a little bit something different. I can either go hammock or tarp, and I'm going to play around the setup and see how we go. I do have a few trees for the hammock, but I might just do the tarp method. Nice, light and easy, and yeah, I'll show you in a sec what that looks like.
On this ride, I wanted to go a little old school and back to my hiking days, and so I brought along my 3x3 meter tarp and converted it into an open door tent for something a little bit different and to travel super light. The next day I woke up surrounded by a thick blanket of fog for the first few kilometres due to the dam, but it was -2 degrees and sadly none of my GoPro batteries wanted to play ball, and I was only getting 5 to 8 second clips at a time. This is the sort of terrain I was riding through, but up until about 10 to 10:30 my GoPro batteries finally started to work again.
Finally guys, I've stopped. I've been warming up my GoPro batteries, but 2 hours of zero GoPro battery love. They've been working for about 10 seconds at a time. I had to stop back there to try to get one warmed up, but -3 to -1 for the first 2 hours of this morning, but just in time to get to Mount Cannibalism, I believe it's pronounced. It's been some epic bush trails to get here. Couldn't film that. That's alright. GoPro batteries can be good at times and can also not be. It's just part of the action cameras. But have a look at this. Gonna have some pretty cool views. And that is where I'm going to be riding to, all through there. But I think I'm going to go on record that I have not ridden. Yeah, I've ridden a little bit of snow before, but the temperature was warmer than what the snow made it look like. I would have to say, whilst I overlook all that landscape that I'm about to traverse, on record, that's the coldest morning I have ridden in my life. There was a point where I stopped to warm my hands up and my fingertips were aching for about 10 straight minutes. I thought I was probably a bit paranoid, but I thought I was getting frostbite. But anyway, take in the sights and we'll continue on and get a warm coffee. Come on, kangaroos. They're too cute to... Oh, what's going on here? Hey mate, shut the gate. Oh, okay, cool. Thought that might have been a no-go. So I've just shut that gate and I'm heading to a river crossing where on my maps it just says long and rocky. So it's way too cold to be mucking around in water. Hopefully it's doable. but that'll take me to the west side of the hill end area to explore this section of bushland or farmland. It is littered with kangaroos. There's more just there, everywhere. This track I'm on, it runs between farmlands. It's one of those tracks that I'm not vibing. It's just so wet and sludgy. No traction, which is fine, but it's slow going, and I've got a lot of kilometers to do today. Hopefully it dries up a little bit. Got to be on alert the whole time so I don't get any front wheel washouts. I've had a few of them in my life. This is what I mean. I don't know what the best bet would be. Go up here. That slop. This could be might literally have to turn back around. This is not good at all. How wet is this base? Lance. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Which one looks worse? Oh, hold on, Freddy. Yeah, good commitment. Take that, mud. Well, this is the road I need. Roads to Long Point, suitable for four-wheel drive vehicles only, and hopefully motorbikes. One of us got something to do with this pending river crossing that I know very little about. I've got eyes on the river down there. It's a decent river. This is a very unexpected terrain. I thought I'd be on flat ground, but it's very, very hilly. Four-wheel drives only. I can see why. Nothing too hard for the bike, but okay. Oh, that's a decent river. Well, it's not deep, I don't think. Oh, it's so cold. I've got steam coming out of my mouth. I don't want to have to put my feet in. That's just one of those commit to it and hope for the best jobs, I think. I'll try to get some eyes on it the best I can. What I don't like about this river is that because the sun's not up and the water's not moving fast, but it's not clear. It's clear just here, but I've got no idea if there's big rocks or little rocks in the middle there. I'm assuming hugging the water drop off is the way to go, but just takes one rock to dislodge you. I'm on my own. Oh man, this is going to be risky. I can't backtrack though. Alright, here goes nothing. Come on. Holy shit. Holy shit, have I taken up water? That is too deep. That was too deep. Oh.
Yes, as you can see, I've made it across the river unscathed, thankfully. But as you can hear in my voice, I'm pretty panicked and worked up over the crossing. What I was not ready for was the sheer depth volume and movement of the water, which kept trying to drag my rear wheel over the rapids, something I was fighting the whole time. The next issue I had was the smooth surface turned into isolated big rocks which I could not see, and the only thing that saved me here is the fact that I'm 6'4" and my long legs could reach the bottom, but I was holding on for dear life. The next thing that saved me was my experience in knowing I've got to keep that bike moving, throttle and manage the clutch, because as soon as I would have become stationary, in my opinion, there was no traction to be had and it was probably game over. There was no rescuing my bike on my own on this day.
And I think I've lost my drone. Where's my brand new drone? In the water. Well guys, be warned, I got my drone back. It only showed just it went to the deep end, but if you're crossing this river, Macquarie River, it is full on. If it's looking like this, that middle section, it is tank, if not higher deep. I just had these 4-wheel drive guys, apparently they'll watch me, and they said it looked very, very ugly and thought I was going under, but luckily my long legs, I saved it, kept the throttle going. I don't think I've taken on any water, but that was hectic. That's probably the deepest crossing I've done. It's all these firsts on this trip. Let's just get out of here, man. Thanks mate, that was hectic. I went in blind and I paid a price. I got out unscathed, but that was significant. That was, oh my goodness, my heart is pumping. It's pumping. Once again, I'm getting a bit of anxiety over rivers. It took me a while to get over my last scare a few years back, but I would think that was the closest I've come to drowning my bike. Legitimately felt like I had zero control. Yeah, I got through it, I know. But I would think that's the closest I've got to bloody losing my bike. Oh, Lance. Fair income. So I've just started the bridle track. There is a river crossing about halfway along, but I've never done for another reason than my trip hasn't taken me in that direction. But today is the day, providing the causeway coming up isn't too full. So let's get to this river, and apparently you can push on to Bathurst via that side of the river as well. Time will tell, no doubt, but the bridle track's pretty cool. It's a lot more maintained these days, but still a nice run. Alright, what is the river level looking like? Oh, muddy here. Wow, it's not as low as I've seen it, but it's pretty low, so this crossing could be doable. Could be doable, okay. Well, here is the river crossing, and after my last one, I don't know if this one's any better. No idea if it's any better, and I don't actually know if you can get across the other side of Bathurst, so it's a gamble that may or may not have to be taken. Let's see. So this 4-wheel drive is going to test it, but the problem with this is the big rocks. See, that's not too deep there, but so there's big rocks and the current. That's probably not worth it, to be honest. Nah. Nah, it's no good for me. I could do it, I could, but I know I'm going to get hit by a big rock. That 4-wheel drive bouncing around and those big rocks. You know what, I think given the rapids down there and how fast the water's moving and how big these rocks are by this 4-wheel drive going in and out, after the last river, which I'd say is harder than this, I just don't need to risk it though. Like, why would I risk it again? Like, that's their wheel deep. Nah. it's just not worth it. I've survived. I haven't lost my bike today, so why risk it, eh? As much as it feels like I'm riding away the tail between my legs like a defeated dog, I think I made the mature and sensible call, because I watched another 4 cars go through, or 4-wheel drive should I say, and the amount of bouncing they were doing, which indicates big large rocks underneath there, I just suspect that my wheels will just get caught between them. I'll be in a deep section and then it's game over, because all it takes is to be stationary and stuck on a rock, and then that water just pulls against your bike just that extra few centimeters, and it's game over when you're sort of at those levels. So that's all right, the full length of the bridle track will be had, and I'll just have to come back here another day when the river is at, you know, 10 centimeters lower, and then it should be good. Look what has just presented itself, one of my favourite hills, which can only mean one thing: it's climb time. How's it looking? Pretty ordinary, like usual. That's it, Freddie. Whew. She's a doozy at the moment. Come on, we got this. One of the very few downsides of riding solo is you can't help but escape your own thoughts. And I know if I would have dropped and drowned my bike in that river today, which is all I've been thinking about, it was game over. Given the water temperature, depth, speed, and all the rocks underneath that were super large, there was no getting my bike back on that day. It was simply game over. I normally go riding the weekend of before or after my father's passing, which is this weekend 8 years ago. And I know that this ride, he was watching out for me and keeping me safe. So Freddie, this ride's for you, and I hope you're kicking ass out there.